Hello everyone, and welcome to my Iconic Goodbyes channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Sharon and Phyllis's game is over when the captor's terrifying twist forces them to fight for survival. According to the Young and the Restless spoilers, Sharon, Newman and Phyllis Summers' time on the show is almost up. The captor's terrifying surprise will force Phyllis and Sharon to battle for their lives, so let's talk about what they'll face. Sharon and Phyllis's kidnapper had been open about the dangers of the scenario since the beginning. Phyllis and Sharon were taught that the game was all that mattered and that the goal was to stay alive. However, it appears Sharon and Phyllis are poised to go rogue. That could be a mistake because the captor is so focused on the very particular restrictions that have been set in place. After Phyllis is poisoned in captivity, the terrible aspect of this game will become much more apparent. Sharon will solve a riddle and find the cure for Phyllis, but they will both understand they need to devise a true escape plan right away. Unfortunately, Phyllis and Sharon are about to fall into a trap, according to YNR spoilers. The captor may put Sharon and Phyllis to the test in some fashion, but they may fail and thus forfeit the game. It's easy to imagine the kidnapper claiming that the game is over because Phyllis and Sharon failed to follow the rules. Sharon and Phyllis may panic if they lose the game and face horrible consequences. Could that room contain an explosive device or something similar? The countdown could begin after Sharon and Phyllis fall into the trap we mentioned. Whatever the scenario may be, the Young and the Restless spoilers indicate that Phyllis and Sharon will be fighting for their lives. Sharon and Phyllis will need to band together more than ever if they are to survive this ordeal. Of course, these life-threatening conditions may still be part of the game. It could be a sick ruse orchestrated by the operations mastermind in order to increase the pressure and push Phyllis to actually collaborate with Sharon. Sharon and Phyllis will undoubtedly fear they are in greater danger than ever. Our forecasts indicate some jaw-dropping moments as Phyllis and Sharon struggle to make sense of everything, so stay tuned for updates on all the exciting news to come. Weekly Young and the Restless spoilers March 10th to 14th, Nick joins forces, Phyllis fights, and Adam is underestimated. Find out what's next for your Genoa City faves. The Young and the Restless spoilers for March 10th to 14th highlight tough warriors, expert manipulators, and all-star teams. Sharon and Phyllis will not be seen on The Young and the Restless next week. They have been gone for an extended period of time, and no one knows where they are. Look for an unexpected squad to join forces to find them early next week. When Nick unwillingly joins forces with Billy, where will their inquiry lead? Chance continues to look for any information that will lead him to Sharon and Phyllis. By the end of the week, Chance is tied with Billy and Nick for the lead. Where will this lead them? Meanwhile, Phyllis and Sharon are not exactly having a good time in prison. They may not even have time to argue since they will be too preoccupied with escaping this insane escape room. To succeed, they will need to dig deep and rely on one another. If they don't, they will undoubtedly fail, with unknown repercussions. At the conclusion of the week, Sharon and Phyllis become trapped and must battle for their lives. Will this development lead to a life or death situation? In other news, Victor challenges Adam's decisions. I guess Victor's days of disbelieving Adam and undermining his son are not finished. This could be because of Billy and the establishment of Abbott Communications. Is Victor questioning Adam's killing instinct? How will Adam respond? Meanwhile, teasers hint that Summer forces a schism between Kyle and Claire. She overheard that Jack and Diane would babysit Harrison, allowing Kyle and Claire to go on a date. Is Summer somehow ruining this moment for them? Are we certain that Summer and Victor aren't working together to disrupt Kyle and Claire's relationship? Finally, Tracy and Alan appear in the next week's video preview. So it's not shocking when Tracy tells Jack some surprising news. Perhaps she will discuss a major decision she made, such as whether she wants to marry the doctor or split up with him. The Young and the Restless spoilers, Wedding Crasher mayhem, can Tracy and Alan's love survive the chaos? The Young and the Restless spoilers and updates suggest that Wedding Crasher turmoil may be on the way in Genoa City. Could someone ruin Tracy Abbott and Alan Lauren's big day? Alan and Tracy's wedding may be on the horizon, according to Y&R's sneak peek for the week of March 10th to 14th. Their growing affection for one another makes marriage appear imminent, offering a fairy tale ending, at least until the next dramatic surprise occurs. However, in the world of soap operas, weddings are frequently filled with unexpected surprises. Could an unexpected visitor ruin Tracy and Alan's special day? The possibilities are exciting, particularly given how unexpected YNR can be. Martin Laurent was feared dead following his fall in France, but this man has a tendency for beating the odds. The show's sneak peek for the week of March 10th to 14th hints that Alan and Tracy may be getting married. Their growing affection for one another makes marriage appear imminent, offering a fairy tale ending, at least until the next dramatic surprise occurs. However, in the world of soap operas, weddings are frequently filled with unexpected surprises. Could Tracy and Alan's perfect day be ruined by an unexpected visitor? The possibilities are interesting, especially given how unpredictable YNR can be. Martin Laurent was feared dead following his fall in France, but this man has a tendency for beating the odds. Could Martin crash the wedding and cause chaos? It would certainly add an interesting depth to the plot if Martin rose from the dead and went out to ruin his twin brother's happiness. Given the frightening revelation that Ian Ward was still alive in that ambulance, the possibilities are unlimited. The exceptional is routine in Genoa City, therefore the possibility of Martin's reappearance cannot be dismissed. The show suggested the possibility of Martin faking his death to deceive Tracy with an Alan impersonation. Although the plot appears to have been abandoned for the time being, it is possible that it may re-emerge later. Who is this guy, Alan or Martin? What if Tracy is still with the wrong man despite the fact that one of her twins has died? If Martin goes back into Alan's shoes, the truth about his identity could emerge at the wedding, but don't rule out other exciting possibilities for wedding day pandemonium. Ashley Abbott's alter egos may not be forever silenced, so image the surprise if one of them makes a dramatic appearance at the ceremony. Furthermore, Tucker McCall has been mentioned several times, making it possible for him to make a surprise cameo, whether St. John reprises his role or is recast. Regardless matter how things play out, we all hope Tracy finds the happiness she deserves, but in the unpredictable world of soap operas, anything can happen. The Young and the Restless Monday, March 10th recap. Poisoned Phyllis requires antidote, Sharon conducts frantic search. The Young and the Restless recap for Monday, March 10th, reveals that poisoned Phyllis Summers will need an antidote, prompting Sharon Newman to conduct a frantic hunt. In prison, Sharon will ruminate over the latest mystery and become frustrated when Phyllis refuses to give the solution she discovered. After considerable arguing, Phyllis will finally admit that forgiveness is worth everything and costs nothing. Phyllis, on the other hand, will find the proposal absurd, claiming that she would rather die in there than truly forgive Sharon. Phyllis will also exercise and drink a bottle of water, but she will feel very ill shortly thereafter. When Phyllis complains about the sickness, she curls up on the couch and admits her stomach is on fire. Sharon will beg the captor for assistance, and the distorted voice will advise her to start hunting for the antidote. The abductor will claim that Phyllis is dying and that he is following through on his prior threat because she is not cooperating. Sharon will demand a clue, so the captor will indicate that it is both the beginning and the end, even if you cannot see it. Sharon will understand that water could be the solution after scouring the entire room. Sharon will believe that because the water is clear and caused Phyllis's symptoms to begin, it could also be the cause of her death. There will be a bottle with a sticker on it, so Sharon will guess that it is what Phyllis needs and encourage her to drink it. On Monday's episode of YNR, Nick Newman will see Billy Abbott and admit that there have been no fresh developments about Sharon and Phyllis. Billy will question Nick's certainty that Ian Ward has died, so Nick will disclose that he called the morgue and received confirmation that Ian was cremated. Billy will be concerned that another psychopath is behind the kidnapping, but Nick will not believe they know for certain. After Billy encourages Nick to take a break from the search and have a beer with him, Nick opens up about how difficult everything has been. Although Nick will make it apparent that this will not be a regular bonding activity, Billy will appear to enjoy the occasion. Nate Hastings will assure Audra Charles at the GCAC that he trusts her, but he understands how difficult it may be to open up about an old flame. Audra will soothe Nate before returning to his apartment, where she will summarize what she learned from Holden Novak. After talking about Holden's resentment of Damian Kane bossing him about, Audra will bring up Damian's strong temper. Nate will be concerned about too many people questioning Damian and scaring him away, but Audra will believe it is prudent to proceed cautiously and acquire all relevant information. Audra will also tease Nate about getting jealous, implying that it is proof of how important their relationship is to him. Nate hopes he doesn't have to seem jealous to tell Audra this, and he will kiss her. After texting Audra and apologizing for missing lunch, Holden admits he still needs a friend. Audra will show the message to Nate, who will text Holden back, insisting that he has one. According to the Young and the Restless spoilers, Holden may continue to be a crucial source of Damien information, so stay tuned for all the exciting developments ahead. Nate asks Audra what's going on with Holden, Damien orders Holden to stay away from Audra, and Jack suspects Summer wants Kyle back. Today on The Young and Restless, Nate and Damien chat about their father, Holden tells Audra he wants a buddy, and Summer talks to Jack about reconciling with Kyle. Preoccupied Summer runs into Jack at Society. They talk about Sharon and Phyllis going missing and Chance working on the investigation. Jack hopes she doesn't feel alone. She is not. Kyle has been supportive, and she's delighted they're reconnecting. He wonders what that implies. She claims she's only talking about co-parenting Harrison. She will always care about Kyle. They talk about their link and how they've had it since she was born. Sitting down, they discuss Harrison dashing between their suites and having fun. Kyle seems lighter these days, and she's glad they've all reconciled. They discuss how she is an honorary Abbott and that he will always be Uncle Jack in his heart. She promises him that she will never side with Victor against him. That's a relief for him since he knows the fight will continue. He promises that Harrison will not be caught in the middle of this. Jack admires Harrison's lovely and cheerful personality. That's due to how his parents handled him. They are confident that Victor loves Harrison and would never purposefully hurt him. The child's pleasure is most essential to her. She is confident Harrison will sense that his parents have reconciled. She believes that Claire's return to work with Nikki has contributed significantly to this. He's relieved that the individuals he cares about have overcome their conflicts. She assures him that he does not need to be concerned about her or Kyle. Jack's support is everything to her. Audra enters inside Crimson Lights, and Holden begs her for a minute. She encourages he take up a pastime and maintains that their past is over. Joining him, she hopes he's leaving town and makes it known she's now with a lovely man who respects her. They discuss about their brief encounter and how he forgot about her. They've reunited. She claims the coincidence isn't kismet, and he won't get anything from her. Holden can't make her be his buddy, but it appears he'll be present because Damien will be. It would be great to have someone to hang out with. She fills him in on the little she told Nate about them. They discuss him being a friend on Damien's payroll. Holden senses she is looking for information. He remains guarded regarding Damien, claiming it is out of respect. He admits that going from friend to work was a transition. Damien has a temper like a cornered mountain lion. Diane joins her son on the terrace, where they discuss home upgrades. She wonders why her son has not asked her or Jack to watch for Harrison for a while. Kyle replies it hadn't occurred to him, but she reminds him that she'd be happy to babysit so he can spend time with Claire. She encourages him to go on a date with his girlfriend, and he says she's the finest. They talk about redecorating the house and how it needs to be pleasant for Jack. Kyle worries what this means for her. That discourse about her phony separation from his father and how much better things are now. Diane thinks that the remodeling will serve as a peace offering for what they have put everyone through. She would also like to see more of herself reflected in the house. He is confident that the siblings' approval of the redo indicates that she has reached an agreement. Claire goes to the ranch to meet her grandfather and wonders whether he is encouraging Summer to reconnect with Kyle. She knows what he feels about Kyle and his family. However, he had no previous conflicts with Kyle or Summer. He reveals that he does not want Kyle with anyone in his family and only feels terrible for Summer. Claire expresses how much her friendship with Kyle means to her. He wonders if she is insecure because she realizes the relationship is a mistake. She maintains she has no reservations about her emotions. She merely worries that Victor will not leave them alone. He reveals that he's known Kyle since he was a baby, and he's similar like his idiot uncle. She asks him not to do anything to prove his argument. He claims she is over 21 years old and capable of making her own decisions. Victor promises that he will not do anything. As she puts on her coat, he reminds her that the Abbotts have always envied them since Jack took over as family leader. Kyle calls and tells her that he wants her all to himself tonight. Nate claims he's almost ready to forgive his mother. Damien isn't convinced he'll ever get there. That does not make logic to Hastings. His half-brother reveals that he lost his mother along with his father as a result of her lying. She lied to him all his life. Nate is unsure how a child would process the truth. He is confident that Amy was protecting him. They talk about their biological father. Nate doesn't know much because he died when he was little. All he actually has are stories from his mother. He was a charming man, but not the easiest to live with. There was much drama, and he died. He believes Amy when she says their father never knew about Damien. Damien's dad was fantastic. They both recall losing their fathers when they were kids. Nate believes this leaves a lot of unanswered questions. They aspire to do this again someday. Nate notices Holden entering with Audra. He makes introductions, and Holden informs his boss that he will be leaving on a later flight. Audra inquires after Amy and Nate have explained that she is traveling to Chicago with the oncologist. Damien claims that he needs to leave and drags Holden into the lobby. "What the hell are you doing?" he demands. He tells him that they are not there to play, and that he should be in Los Angeles taking care of business. Holden claims that the delay will not change that. His employer reminds him that he must do the necessary tasks. This trip is not an excuse to reconcile with his ex. It's complicated enough because she's with Nate. He tells her to keep away from her and return home to his job. Holden turns to look at Audra after Damien has left. Holden rushes over to Audra's table as Nate leaves to take a call. He explains that he needs to leave for business, but invites her to lunch when he returns. She accepts that he can call. Nate returns, and Holden states that he needs to catch a plane before leaving awkwardly. "What is going on between you two?" Nate asks her. Diane meets with Jack at society and tells him they have huge plans for the evening. He wonders whether that means a trip, but she says it's babysitting. He thinks it's fantastic, but Victor and Summer will be upset that Kyle and Claire are dating. Jack explains he has a nagging feeling Summer wants Kyle back. Summer walks inside Crimson Lights and watches Kyle call Claire to set up a date. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, so please don't forget to subscribe my channel and don't miss any update.